So let's talk today about how so that some people develop attractive faces while other people develop not so attractive faces, and it's even visible in people who are supposed to have similar genetic material such as siblings or even identical twins. Attractive or cute faces, well-developed faces are often associated with kids. We almost never can say that some kid is ugly because of the facial development, which is often in that early age very proper, and that makes their faces cute. But we can see how attractiveness of that face at certain age, which is often at age of 10, declines, which is surprising considering that reaching sexual maturity should be a time where our facial attractiveness is at its highest. There are many possible reasons for the decline in facial attractiveness. It all starts with the environment, but also with food, such as food quality and food consistency. Other than that, even conditions such as allergies can impact craniofacial development because they actually have a big effect on oral posture. Environmental effect in craniofacial development is often studied on identical twins, and it shows that different environments, different food consistency, but also different conditions such as allergies, which then affect the breathing pattern or the development of chronic mouth breathing, can and does affect craniofacial structure. Development of facial skeleton is not fixed. Our bones are held together by sutures, and maxilla also is connected to our cranium by sutures which are not fused, which makes it possible for new bone to be created even in an adult age. So it is possible to redevelop the maxilla. Often the natural change is visible in a way that faces become less attractive, but the opposite is possible as well. There are examples of positive facial redevelopment achieved naturally in orthotropic community. So how is it achieved? How can we affect our facial attractiveness and get better looking face? The best and most effective way is to adopt a tropic premise and a proper oral posture, which is called mewing by Dr. Mike and John Mew. Mewing involves keeping your tongue on the upper palate, keeping your lips sealed, mouth closed, teeth slightly touching, and also it involves proper swallowing pattern without using any of your facial muscles, but only your tongue during a swallow. This should be our resting oral posture during 4 to 8 hours a day and for a whole night. During those 4 to 8 hours a day, tongue creates a pressure on the maxilla, which then affects maxilla development. There are many examples of a change as a result of adopting a proper tongue posture, but mostly people changing from their teen years to adult years. Those changes are often changes developed over 3 years or even 5 years. And it's hard to say that those changes are changes because of a proper oral posture or the changes in oral posture and not just changes that would happen anyways. But this change happened in only 6 months, only by changing oral posture. These results are important because in only 6 months, especially in that certain age, our faces will not change that rapidly unless we change something, in this case oral posture. To understand benefits of keeping proper tongue posture, we can look at it from the other way around. What happens to a face when proper tongue posture is not adopted? Firstly, teeth become crowded since neither maxilla or mandible are developed correctly, which then leaves not enough space for teeth to position themselves correctly. Nose in an underdeveloped face is often crooked since while maxilla is being pushed back, the cartilage part of the nose follows the maxilla while the bone part pretty much stays consistent, which then leaves a bump in this area where those two parts meet. Face often looks flat, which then impacts airways, which are extremely narrow. Those narrow airways are often the cause of snoring and sleep apnea. On the other hand, very well developed maxilla, very well developed faces are associated with wide arches. Therefore, there's enough space for teeth to align themselves correctly. Since maxilla grew up and forward, airways are very well developed. Main cause of improper facial development today is a big change in our lifestyle, starting from foods which are extremely soft and high in energy and sugar. Our teeth wear is minimal, which then also affects our facial muscles such as tongue strength and chewing muscles. And since our facial bones are shaped under the influence and pressure of our muscles, our faces became underdeveloped. There are still individuals that carry a proper posture, which is reflected on their attractive faces, but it became very rare. So rare that now even models who are supposed to be the essence of beauty have procedures to achieve attractive faces they fail to achieve naturally. Good news is now that we know how we lost attractive faces, it is possible to adopt a proper posture and to reverse the damage. Don't forget, the way your face looks is not set in stone. Contrary to the belief, it's possible to redevelop the maxilla that changes a whole face. In order to learn more about this topic, check out the rest of my videos and I will see you in the next one.